Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, dear students. How are you all? Alhamdulillah. I am well by the great grace of Almighty Allah, and I think you all are also well by the great grace of Almighty Allah. For severe pandemic COVID-19, our class is restricted and the students cannot come to school. So they were missing their lessons, they are missing their studies. So the government has taken some decision to take online classes so that through digital system, digital process or social media, the teachers can reach the house of the students with their lessons. And this is a landslide decision for the part of the government. So at the very outset of my speech, I express my thanks and gratitude to Almighty Allah who has created me and has given me of becoming a teacher to take your classes and who has given me good health and still made me alive. I also express my gratitude to the government, People's Republic of Bangladesh, for arranging such a wonderful digitalizing system, online classes, so that the aims and expectations for the part of teachers to become a teacher, to teach the students, become successful. I also express my thanks and gratitude to Ministry of Education, Maushi, Naim, Local Education Office, respected Director Sir, DO Sir, TO Sir, DD Sir, and most ardently our dearest academic supervisor, Beauty Queen Kia Madam, respected SMC St. Xavier's High School Khulna, our dearest head sir and assistant head sir madam, all my dearest colleagues and my students. A good winter morning to you all. Now I'm going to take your classes for class 8 English first paper. For class 8 English first paper. Dear students, are you ready? I'm Kaji Kamrul Islam, assistant teacher English St. Xavier's High School Khulna. For last many days, we are taking online classes and all our teachers are taking relentless classes, continuous classes, so that our students can get maximum benefit, and we are always ready to confer our maximum service and benefit for you. And I wish if you sit with your books, pen and paper attentively, and if you do not concentrate your mind in other ways, certainly this class will be very much helpful for you. It will give you food for thought, it will give you work for doing. At first I want to show you things. Dear students, can you tell what is these things? Can you tell what is these things? Yes, you are right. This is a paper. It is a newspaper. What is a newspaper for? Dear students, can you tell what is a paper for? What is a newspaper for? Why do we use this newspaper? What is the necessity of the newspaper? What things the newspaper brings for us? Yes, looking at the newspaper, you can understand. The country is going on as army in the power. There are 225 Pura Sabha started functioning for election. Prime Minister has already inaugurated Thirit Bridge. Those who want to get the health assistance are spending a lot of money. So, from this picture, we get some information. Actually, a newspaper is a storehouse of information. A newspaper carries very many knowledge, very many ideas, thoughts. It gives us various informations about our country, about the world, about our politics, about our economics, about our games and sports, about our government, about our opposition, about the works and activities of different professionals, how a professional can do something better for others, job vacancies, and advertisements, or entertainment, and many other things. So, dear students, you must understand that a newspaper is the storehouse of various informations. So, dear students, can you get what we are going to read today from the presentation? Have you understood what we are going to read today? Yes, you are right. Today we are going to read Unit 9, Lesson 6. Paper has advanced our world. So now we are going to read Unit 9, Lesson 6. Paper has advanced our world. Unit 9, Lesson 6. Paper has advanced our world. Paper has advanced our paper has advanced our world. Okay, dear students. So, what ideas have we got? That the world is going to be advanced, the world is going to be sophisticated, up to date, modern. We are going to be modernized. But who has come forward to assist us all the maximum to become modernized, to become up to date, to become updated with the latest knowledge and information of the world? It is no other things but our print media, especially the newspaper. It can be a daily newspaper, it can be a weekly newspaper, it can be a magazine. But most important, it is a newspaper, and we can get the maximum information of the world reading a newspaper in the morning. So, dear students, before reading the text, I wish to share some vocabs with you so that you can understand the matter very easily. So, write down some vocabs. Record. Dear students, can you tell what is the meaning of the word record? Record means some written documents. Record means written documents. Some written documents. Record. When we buy a plot of land, we take a piece of paper. It is written by the officials of the government, where the seller party and buyer party become present with their writings, with their terms and conditions, and it is stamped and sealed by the government. This is called written documents. It is a record. Can anybody make a sentence with the word record? Can anybody make a sentence with the record? Yes. When we buy some lands, we must take a records. When we will be the owner of some lands, we must keep going with some records. These records should be permanent in our house. Without a record, you cannot claim this plot of land is yours, this house is yours, because that you are the owner of a house is written in these records. Even if you have some education, you have some knowledge, if you want to show others that you know these things, it will not be believable until and unless you show a written records. That is our certificate. So a record is a very important thing. We must keep our records with us. Next, write another word. Communication. Communication. Dear students, can you tell what is the meaning of the word communication? Communication means to share ideas, to share thoughts, exchange. exchange, communication, exchange, thoughts and ideas, opinions. Exchange your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions with others. That is communication. Nowadays, we can communicate with others by speaking through mobile phone, through telephone, through internet, and also earlier times it was very difficult. Only communication, only way of communication was sending letters. But now messages, and also through sending the small messages in our mobile, we can communicate with others. We can talk with our voice. We can also show our appearance through messengers or emo, Skype, and many other ways. We can exchange our communication with others. So dear students, write another word. Civilization. Civilization. Dear students, can you make a sentence with the word civilization? Civilization. Can you tell what is the meaning of the word civilization? Civilization means to be acquainted with goodness. Be acquainted with goodness. To do some good things, to make some good behaviors. Be acquainted with good things. Be acquainted with goodness. Good behavior. Good behavior. Civilization, to be acquainted with some good thoughts, good ideas, goodness, and opposite of heinous act, cruel act, barbarism, nepotism. This is civilization. The modern civilization has brought many good things for us. The modern civilization has made many good and enjoyable things, like the invention of different electronic things, medical equipments that made our world very much easier, very much closer. Write another word, invention. Invention. Dear students, can you tell what is the meaning of the word invention? Invention means discover. Discover. Create. Create. To make something new, to invent something, to prepare something that was not in any form earlier. This is called invention. This is discover. Can anyone make a sentence? Yes, computer is a very latest invention. Mobile phone is also very latest information. The internet system, the digital process, the social media, this online classes, these all are very recent invention. And these all invention has made our world easier, has made our life easy and useful. So right, another word. Encyclopedia. Please write another word. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia. Dear students, can you tell what is the meaning of the word encyclopedia? Encyclopedia means the old version of any document. The old version of any document. Or a book of huge volume that carries numerous informations. Encyclopedia, it refers to a big volume of books that is compiled of many informations about the world. A big volume of books or the source of knowledge, the world version of any document or a big or huge volume that carries numerous informations about various subjects. A book that carries most of the informations of the world that we can get from a book is called encyclopedia. Okay, dear students, this is all about vocabs. Now, let's read the text. Communication of ideas is at the center of civilization. So, if you want to be civilized people, if you want to be modern people, then first and foremost you should have ideas about some knowledge and have to exchange this knowledge through your speaking, through your writing, through your spreading to others. It needs written records, and to express your communicative thoughts, we want some records. Most of our records in the modern age are on paper. And how can we keep these records? We can keep these records are on paper. Though writing was invented very early, paper is more modern invention. Though writing was invented very early, people have started writing through words, alphabets or some sign words very early. But paper is not so early, paper is not so old, paper is very young, latest, modern. Paper has come lately. Rather, the writing form has come early. So how it happens? For long in history, people exchange ideas through speaking and listening. Earlier, the people were able to spread their knowledge only through speaking and listening. Without speaking and listening, they could not spread their thoughts, their ideas. For long, people spread or exchange their ideas through speaking and listening. Why? Then there came the art of writing, because earlier there was not so easy way or process to write. But to record things in writing was difficult. And although written has come, but it is very difficult to write within a easy process, because there was no paper. So on whom people will write? Writing materials were not available. People used to the surface of stone. People use the surface of big stone. Surface of stone, metal, wood, bark, leaf, etc. Wood, bark, leaves of the trees, etc. So, if you want to write some information, you have to collect many papers from a tree, then you have to write over it, and it is very much transitory. It may die, it may fade within 1 day, 2 days, so it is not permanent. Also, to write on stone and to carry it from place to place was a very difficult matter. And the blocks or parts of the trees are not very much available, and it also dried. So, it was very difficult to keep the written documents. Those things are not easy to carry. Then for ages, people look for easy materials. And people are thinking how they can get some solid things, some easy things on which they can keep their documents and carry for many days. And finally, they invented paper. So paper was invented in 1005 AD, in China, or the Chinese has invented paper in 1105 AD. Before the paper age, knowledge was very restricted. As there are no documents, there was no system of exchange, there was no communicative process. So knowledge was very much confined, very much limited. Can you think of that time? Yes, we can think of that time that it was very much difficult to carry some information from one place to another. There are very few books in the world. Books are not much. There are some few books because somebody has written his thoughts, his ideas on some stone, and to carry this big stone from one place to another were very difficult. They have written something over there, over some blocks of wood. They cannot carry it. They have written over some leaves of the trees, but they cannot carry it or cannot preserve it for long. It dries away. So how they will send this information to others? Suppose on page or stone or heavy wood planks or material sheets, suppose on page or a heavy stone block, you have written something over a stone. This is a big stone. So you need a 100-page document. So 100 stone. How will you transfer it, or how will you preserve it or keep it? So think of a 100-page book. It is beyond our imagination. In our age, you can carry the entire world of knowledge in digital form in your laptop bag. But thanks civilization, thanks the modern age, that now with the development of civilization, with the invention of digitalization process in a judicial system, now we can carry the whole world, the whole encyclopedia in our laptop. And if we have only on laptop or tab or mobile phone, they have a huge storage, and in here we can keep thousands and thousands of documents, and we can easily carry it from across the world without any difficulties. In your age, you can carry the entire world of knowledge in digital form in your laptop. You can carry tons of heavy stone books and documents in those paperless days. Under any circumstance, we could not do that. In fact, paper has made publication and the spread of knowledge and information easier. And so when the paper was invented, people started writing on paper, and now it becomes easier to carry. So easily we can exchange these documents or our knowledge, our views, our opinion from one place to another without any hardship, without any griefs. So knowledge has exchanged. So you can see how paper has changed our life, and it has changed our life very easily. So dear students, you must understood that paper has made a radical change in the world civilization. Without the invention of paper, we cannot think a civilized world, a modern world, an educated world. We could not have knowledge, power, wisdom, reason, judgment if we do not have newspaper or paper on us. Because we want to exchange our thoughts through our writing, we want to keep records, but we have no paper. How could we do that? We could not do that. So it is the greatest blessings from the part of science to invent paper as well as newspaper. Okay, dear students, thank you very, very much. Now I wish you will be able to answer the questions related to this text, and I wish you will try to answer the questions easily if you understand the text. Although the text is very easy, but very difficult to understand, and if you understand, then you will be able to answer the question. That will not be very difficult. So are you ready to answer the questions? I wish you all are ready to answer the questions. So we'll write one or two questions and we'll practice rest of them by speaking. How did people exchange ideas before writing was invented? How did people exchange ideas before writing was invented? Number one. So before writing was invented, exchange thoughts and ideas through speaking and through speaking and listening. So, how did people exchange ideas before writing was invented? When writing was not invented, before the pre-writing period, people exchanged their thoughts and ideas only through speaking and listening. Listening and speaking, they could exchange their thoughts. Why did people look for easy writing materials? People were looking for easy writing materials that they get around them, and that is the barks of the trees, leaves of the trees, some stones, but it was very difficult. Why was knowledge was very restricted in the pre-paper age? In the pre-paper age, knowledge was restricted because there was no way, process to exchange or transmit this knowledge from place to place, as it was not very easy to carry or exchange. Do you think paper has changed our life? Certainly, paper has made a great change in our life. Explain why. Why? Your answer is yes. Yes, my answer is yes, because if paper was not invented, how could the writers write their very many thoughts, very many ideas about history, about culture, about modernization, about civilization, about science, about very many matters, about math, about literature? They could not express anything, they could not write anything, they could not preserve any of their written documents if there was no paper. So paper has made greatest change in our life. Where was paper invented and when? Paper was first invented in China in 105 AD. So this is very much easy. Somebody says that first paper was invented in Egypt. Why? Their logic is that paper has come from papyrus, and papyrus is a kind of grove or grass or trees that grows on the bank of the Mediterranean Sea, the Nile River. And so they think that paper has come from papyrus that was grown in Egypt. So maybe paper has invented by the Egyptians. But science or the civilizations or the writers of the latest document says no, actually paper was invented by China and it is a Chinese product. Okay, whatever might be, but we agree that without paper we could not be learned, we could not be educated, we could not come to the civilization. So I express my maximum gratitude to thanks those who have invented the paper. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. See you next class. Assalamu alaikum.